Hey yogis, thanks for watching. I'm Cori. This is the third video that I'm filming today, so I just took off my shirt to make it look like I'm wearing a different outfit, but really, it's the same outfit. We're going to do a sequence that focuses on the third chakra, our Manipura Chakra. That's in our core, where our heat comes from. So we're going to be doing a little bit of twisting today. This will be an intermediate or an advanced sequence, so hopefully I won't talk as much as I usually do, but who knows, we'll see. If you're a beginner, you're welcome to try it and leave any questions below in the comments if you need to. We'll get started down on our backs. Start down on your back in a Shavasana. If you're feeling a little more hip opening today, you can take Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths here down on your mat, just starting to settle in. And think about spreading your breath evenly through all four sides of the body. And letting your exhale expand out through your limbs and filling your whole body with nice breaths of fresh air. And take 2 more rounds of breath here on your back. Starting to settle your mind down onto your mat as we begin our practice. And then start to gather your knees up into your chest. Use your hands if the knees are spread wide. And curl ourselves into a little ball. Give a squeeze. Inhale here. Exhale, can you squeeze it in a little tighter? And then reach your arms back overhead. Stretch your legs down long. Interlace your fingers and press the palms away from you. Stretch your arms by your ears. We'll step your right foot over to the right, and then cross your left ankle on top. We'll take a nice banana side stretch over to the right side. Breathe into your left ribs. And keep the length as you exhale. One more breath. And walk it back through center. Uncross the ankles. Switch the finger that's on top as you redo the clasp of your hands. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, left leg comes over to the left at a diagonal. Cross your right ankle over and we'll take our banana over to the other side. Think about growing your palms and your toes away from each other. And then walk it back through center. Flex through your heels and press the palms away. Keep your arms that straight as you release the fingers. Bring your palms to face in toward each other. And take an inhale. Exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, leg goes long. Exhale, left knee in towards your chest. Inhale, arms and legs long. We'll do it one more time to each side, just like that. And inhale, stretch the arms and legs long again. This time as you draw your knee into your chest on the right side, peel your shoulders and your head up off the mat. You can stay here or bring your left ankle up to a hover. Inhale, reach your arm and leg long, maybe both come to a hover. Exhale, left knee into your chest. Keep the shoulders and the head lifting. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, hug it in. Feel your core starting to fire up. Draw your belly button down into your spine, especially as you lengthen. Exhale, left knee comes in. We'll do it once more to each side. Exhale, really squeeze in. Really hug your belly down to the floor. Shoulders lifting up. One more time. Exhale on the left side. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, hug everything in. Give yourself a squeeze. Then you can rock up and down the length of your spine or roll over onto one side. We're coming up to hands and knees. Set your wrists under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Inhale, reach your heart forward, draw the shoulders back, cow pose, look up. Exhale, round in. Tuck your belly button in, press the ground away from you. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, draw your heart forward, spread the shoulder blades toward each other. Exhale, round it in. And find some lift in the back of your heart. Take one more round, cat and cow. And come back to your neutral spine. Make sure your fingers spread wide, wrists pointing forward or slightly out. Tuck your toes under and lift the knees up to a hover. You feel your core already starting to fire up. Draw your heart forward a little bit, and then we'll start to take cat and cow pose here. Inhale, reach your heart a little more forward, draw the shoulder blades together behind you, look high. Exhale, round in, press the ground away, suck your belly in. Inhale, draw your heart forward, keep your knees lifted if you can. Exhale, cat pose. Press down through your finger pads, one more time each one. Exhale, curl your spine. When you finish exhaling, start to straighten through the legs, come into your downward dog. And come to your breath here. One more inhale and exhale. Next breath in, reach your right leg high. On an exhale, step it up in between your hands. Lower your back knee down and tuck the back toes or reach high on Janayasana. And then take your hands down to frame your front foot. Rise to your fingertips, draw your heart forward. Breathe in. Exhale, start to straighten your front leg as best you can. Draw the hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Inhale, reground the front foot, draw your heart forward and up. Exhale, hips slide back, straighten as best you can through the front leg. Inhale, shifts you forward, and you can do this with your own breath. You don't have to match mine. Exhale, hips reach back, heart forward towards the top of your foot. We'll stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Breathe into the back of your hamstring. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Rebend the front knee, take your foot down to the mat, press the palms down, step back to downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left heel high. Exhale, draw the foot up in between your hands. Lower your back knee down, untuck the back toes, rise to Anjaneyasana, press your front heel down. And take your hands down to frame your front foot. Fingertips, inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, slide your hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana, straighten as best you can through your front leg. Little bend is okay in the knee. Inhale, reach the heart forward. And exhale, stretch into the hamstring. We'll do that one more time. Inhale like a wave. Breathe your heart open. Exhale, hips reach back, straighten through the front leg. We'll stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Reach your heart forward toward the top of your foot so your spine stays long. Reground the front foot. Frame the foot with your hands, tuck your back toes under, step it back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, drop forward into plank pose. You can lower the knees here, we'll come all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes, press the tops of your feet into the mat, and then reach your hands back behind you, clasp the fingers. We'll come into a modified locust pose, reach your knuckles back towards the back wall behind you. Draw your shoulders onto your back, open across your chest. Keep the lift in your spine. Keep looking down in front of your mat. We'll release the clasp of the hands. Keep your palms facing in toward each other. Inhale here. And then bring your hands beside your bottom ribs, elbows reaching back. Stay here in a low cobra or start to straighten through the arms. We're coming to approach upward facing dog. Press down through the tops of the feet. Lift the thighs up off the mat. Inhale here. Open your chest. Exhale, lift the hips up and back or come through hands and knees. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Stay here for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, reach your right heel high. On an exhale, draw your foot up in between your hands. We'll keep the back knee lifted. Step your right foot a little over to the right. Take a small bend into your back knee. Rise up to a crescent lunge. Yeah, scoop the sitting bones down toward the floor so you get an opening in your left hip flexor. And clasp your hands. Press your palms up towards the sky. Find some more length in the sides of your torso. And keep the arms straight. Start to release the hands, palms face in toward each other. Take a breath in. And then open twist over to the right. Take your left arm forward, right arm back. Your torso in line right over your hips. Try to straighten through your back leg and press the back of your thigh up towards the ceiling. One more inhale here. Reach your fingertips apart from each other. As you exhale, lower your left hand down. Reach your right arm to the sky. And take a twisted low lunge. Spread across your collarbones. You might turn your gaze up to your top thumb. Keep spiking the back heel high. Take one more breath in. Exhale, right hand down. Step back to high plank or to downward facing dog. We'll take it through an optional vinyasa here. Adding in whatever modifications work for you. And coming back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left heel up and back. Exhale, draw the knee forward to step in between your hands. Shift the foot a little over to the left. Take a small bend in your back knee. We'll rise up to our crescent lunge on the other side. First, establish your foundation. Press down through your front heel. Interlace your hands with the opposite finger on top. Press your palms up to the sky. Find length. Straighten your arms. Fire up your triceps. And then release the clasp of your hands. Have your palms facing in toward each other. Fingers still reaching high. We'll take our twist over to the other side. Right arm forward, left arm back this time. And torso stays upright. You can shift your gaze out over your back thumb if it feels all right on your neck. You'll have your hips square to the front of your mat so you can feel the twist coming from your belly. On your inhale, unwind, reach back up high. Exhale, take your right hand down, lift your left arm up to the sky for a twisted low lunge on the other side. Draw your left hip back so your hips stay square. Take one more inhale, spread wide across the chest. Exhale, left hand down. Step back to plank pose or downward facing dog. Lower to chaturanga or to the belly. Inhale for your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, we'll come back to meet in downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, tap your knee forward into your nose, draw shoulders over wrists. Inhale, take the leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step the foot up in between your hands. Shift your right foot a little over to the right. Rise back up into your crescent lunge. Inhale, fingertips reach high. Exhale, take your twist over to the right. If you want to add on a little bit more, lower your back hand down, reach your left arm up to the sky. Inhale into the side of the ribs. Exhale, take your left hand down, reach your right arm up, twisted low lunge. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, let it out. Next breath in, rise back up to your crescent lunge. This time drop your back heel down. We'll find ourselves in warrior one. Keep your hips square to the front of your mat. Plug your right hip in. Press down through your back heel. Sweep your arms around behind your low back. Clasp the fingers. Stretch your knuckles down, your back thigh open across your heart. And then tuck your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Shift your gaze down to the inside of your front foot, or for a little more challenge to your balance, up toward your navel, or toward your right butt cheek. Press down through your front heel to rise up. Release your arms along the way. Inhale. Exhale, frame the foot with your hands. Step back to down dog or take a vinyasa here. Inhale, reach your left heel high. Exhale, draw your knee forward, tap it to your nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, take the leg straight out and back. Exhale, step the foot forward, shift it a little over to the left. We'll rise up into our crescent lunge. Inhale, reach the fingers high. Exhale, take your twist over to the left. Option to lower your backhand on, reach your right arm high, reverse crescent. And then exhale, right hand down, left arm reaches high, low lunge, twisted. One more inhale. Stay for your exhale. Unwind, rise back up into your crescent pose. Lower your back heel down. You're in warrior one now. Straighten your back leg. Take a deeper bend into your front knee. Inhale. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your low back. Switch the finger that's on top. Stretch your knuckles down your back thigh. Spread wide across the chest. And then fold into your humble warrior on the other side. Your left hip will probably want to slide out to the side. Just draw it back and in. Keep pressing down through the outside edge of your back foot. Just straighten through your thigh. Next, inhale, press down through the heel of the front foot. We'll release the hands as we rise. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to flow or go to downward facing dog. And take one more round of breath. Next, inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward past your hands, and then hop or step your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through the feet, rise all the way up to standing. And we'll exhale the hands into your heart. We'll take a round of Sun Salutation B. On an inhale, sweep your arms around and up as you sit low into your chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, straighten through the legs as best you can. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands and step or jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or your low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll step the right foot up to the top of your mat. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, lower the hands. Step back for a vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Once you get back, step your left foot forward this time. Lower the back heel down. Rise up. Warrior one on the other side. Exhale, lower your hands down. Step it back for your flow. Or you can always choose to skip it. And back in your downward facing dog. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. So your hips down low, Utkatasana. Inhale, reach the arms up by your ears. Exhale, straighten through the legs. Bring your hands into heart center. Step your left foot about 1/3 of the way back on your mat. Bring your feet about hips distance apart. We'll take Parsvottanasana. So you can take reverse prayer, hands behind your back, or just grab opposite forearms if that's more accessible. Inhale, press down through both feet, lengthen your spine. And then on an exhale, start to fold forward. Keeping your legs as straight as you can. Lowering your nose down towards the top of your foot. Keep drawing your right hip back and in as you square your hips to the front of your mat. Take 2 more breaths here. Press down through both feet to rise up to standing. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Inhale here. Now as you exhale, start to fold forward. We're coming into a twisted triangle. You'll take your left hand down to your ankle or to the outside of your foot. I like to sometimes press my hand into my sacrum just to make sure my low back stays level. Inhale here. You might extend your arm up towards the sky to come fully into your twist. Keep drawing your right hip back to let the twist come from your belly. Inhale, extend wide across your chest. Exhale, unwind the arms. Bring your hands back up to your hips. We'll press down through both feet to rise up. Step your feet together at the top of your mat. And then switch it out. We'll step the right foot back this time. Set your arms up. Maybe a different variation or the same if you liked it. Let your shoulders roll back. Inhale here. Exhale, start to fold into Parsvottanasana with the left leg forward. On your inhale, think about lengthening the spine. And as you exhale, you might fold in a little bit more. And take 2 more breaths on this side. And press down through the feet on an inhale, rise. And take your left hand to your left hip, reach your right arm up and over your head. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, start to come into your twisted triangle. We'll take the right hand down to the ankle or to the outside of your foot. Inhale, draw the heart forward, reach your hips back, and then you might come fully into your twist. Straightening the arm up and overhead, maybe shifting your gaze up toward your top thumb. And take 1 more breath in. Exhale, lower the left hand down. Slide your hands back up to your hips, and as you breathe in, rise up. And step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, sit low into your chair pose. Reach your arms up by your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, draw the heart forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop it back to plank. Or if you're hopping back, take it to chaturanga. Inhale, rise up to cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale, reach your right heel high. Exhale, draw the foot up between your hands. Lower your back heel down. Keep your feet in the same line. We'll wind open into warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Lower your back hand down. Flip your front palm up to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your arms back through parallel. Start to straighten through your front leg. Reach the fingertips forward and come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. On an inhale, press down through both feet. Bring your arms back up to parallel. Sink back down into your warrior 2. Inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to your mat. Step it back to flow or go straight to downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here in your down dog. Inhale, your left heel high and back. Exhale, draw the foot up in between your hands. Lower your back heel down. Wind open into your warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Flip your left palm up to the sky. Exhale, bring your arms out through parallel. Straighten through your front leg. Shift the left fingers forward. Come into your Trikonasana on the other side. And take 1 more breath. Press both feet down to rise up to standing. Sink back down into your warrior 2. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back to flow or come straight to your down dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here in your dog. Lower your knees down underneath your hips. Sit back onto your heels. Take a child's pose. And your next breath in, rise up to a seat. We'll shift the hips around to one side. Come to sit down on your bum. Extend your left leg straight out in front of you. Draw the right foot into your left inner thigh, bend the right knee. Inhale, shift your belly button over your thigh. And then exhale, start to fold forward over your extended leg. Take 2 more rounds of breath on this side. Inhale, rise up through center. We'll keep the right knee bent. Bring that foot about hips distance apart from your left thigh. And then bring the right fingers back behind you. We'll hug this knee in. Or you can take the hook of the elbow around the outside of your thigh. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist from your belly. We'll start to unwind. Re-straighten the right leg out. We'll bend the left knee in this time. Flex your right toes. Inhale, shift your belly button over your thigh. And then we'll exhale, start to extend over your right leg. Make your way up through center. We'll keep the left knee bent. Bring that foot about hips distance away from your thigh. Left fingers back behind you and then hug the right knee in or hook your elbow around the outside. Keep flexing through your right toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist in from your belly. Try to keep both sits bones rooted down into the earth. Unwind, come through center. Straighten out through both legs. Inhale, flex into your toes. On an exhale, we'll fold forward over both of them at once. Slowly make your way up through center. Bend into the knees. We're going to come all the way onto your back for 3 rounds of bridge pose. Bring the feet hips distance apart. Press the heels down into the mat. Inhale, rise up, lift the hips. Tuck your shoulders underneath you. You might clasp the hands. We'll stay here for 5 breaths. Undo the clasp of your hands, lower your hips down. We'll take 1 breath in a neutral position. Press down through the heels, lift the hips back up. You can reverse the clasp of your hands and tuck your shoulders under you. If your knees are starting to splay apart, draw them back to hips distance if you can feel it. Press down through the outside of your upper arms to get a little more lift across your chest. We'll stay here for about 3 more breaths. Lower the hips down. Take 1 breath in. Release the exhale. Press down through the heels. Lift your hips up 1 more time. You can take it back to the original clasp of your hands or just press your palms down into the mat. 5 breaths here. Lower your hips down. Step your feet as wide as your mat. Windshield wiper the knees a couple times. And bring your knees back through center. Hips distance apart. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Or reach down, grab hold of the outside of your shin or the back of your hamstring. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Keep flexing through your right foot to protect the knee joint. You open up into the outside of your right hip. And we'll lower your left foot down to the mat. Let both knees or your knee and your foot drop over to the left side. We're going to keep opening into the outside of this right hip. Option to reach down with your left hand and grab your right ankle. You can turn your gaze out over your right shoulder. And breathe into your outer right hip. And come back through center. Uncross the ankle. And we'll switch it out. Left ankle comes over right knee. Flex your left foot. Reach down. Wrap around the outside of your shin or the back of your hamstring. And lower the right foot down. Lower your left foot down and your right knee over to the right side. Option to grab your left ankle with your right hand and shift your gaze out over your left shoulder. Start to come back through center. Uncross the ankle, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And as you exhale, start to extend into your Shavasana. Lengthen your legs all the way to the bottom corners of your mat. Spread your arms a little bit away from your body. And close your eyes. And then just soften across your face and your jaw. Let the shoulder blades underneath you spread wide across your chest. Start to relax your breath. And drop into your final resting pose. And when you're ready to rise and move again, take your time coming out of Shavasana. Drink lots of water throughout the rest of your day, especially after some quick moving twists. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, let me know if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for other body parts or other sequences. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Namaste.